Oh my gosh, how perfect for me to come right in behind Jen and just kind of throw in my tidbit on this because Jen, you and I are in the same field, but we look like two different zebras, I think. Is that what it is? So in a field of zebras, we're unicorns. So we're two different unicorns. That's it. See, my brain's just now waking up. Hey, so here's all I wanted to say on that too, and just to kind of keep this going. Lee talked about it's our path, right? And I think earlier this week, I think we were talking about even passion and following that passion, and you believe in your mission or whatever you're working on, you believe in that so deeply. And here's the thing I always say is like, man, everybody's doing all this really cool stuff. They're doing really cool things, getting on these cool social media programs, getting on all this stuff. And I just don't get to do all the cool stuff because I am on a revolution for the real, true personal relationship, the one on one. And I'm telling you, I've been watching it for 10 years now. You'll get people up on stage in front of thousands of people, and they'll say, and this isn't everybody, I'm just saying what I've observed. And they come out and, how strong is the relationship? The relationship is so important. We've got the follow up email program that will blow those relationships out of the water. It's like, oh, God. I had a kid, a mortgage kid that went and did some open houses this weekend. He's like, yeah, I met 15 people and I sent them all an email to follow up, to tell them about the programs we have. And I said, all right, how many people do you expect to get a call back from on this email? He said, right? I said, how many people are going to call you today or tomorrow? He's like, I'm probably guessing 3 to 5. It's like, okay, we got 15. Let's track our 3 to 5. I want a message back tonight. He didn't call me. I called him from a Monday night football game of all things. Hey, how many people called you today? Well, I got one to call me back. I'm like, all right, would you just, all those people, I want you to send them a personal note. I don't want you to say I'm me or my in it. I want you to reference something they said at the open house if you can. And I want you to send out notes. And we're going to see how many more people we get by the end of next week or the week after. So the point that I wanted to make here, is like Lee said, taking a stand. I am taking a stand for the two-way conversation, like to actually be a conversation. I'm taking a stand for the personal touch. And it really does take a pretty crazy system to add a personal touch back into every single person on every list that you have that has ever met you and knows who you are or you know who they are. Because eventually, sometime in this world, they're going to need or want your product or service or advice or whatever you're supposed to bring to them. And so naturally, we keep in touch with about 10% of our list. And it's the other 90% that still need our stuff and we're not there. And they're going through life still trying to figure it out. And who do they trust? And signing up for another program. Every day that this revolution doesn't catch on, people are wasting money. I just literally shut off over $1,500 a month that I took a stab at the conforming, like all these new things. Oh, they sound awesome. So I sign up for them to break them and see if I can make them work. And they don't. And I shut them off and I go right back to my relationship. So I'll leave you with this, the non-conformity world that I live in is I've gone through this whole email list thing. Oh, build a big email list, right? And then it was followers. Oh my gosh, if I have to hear people talk about I got 5,000 followers, it's like, so what? Like, what happened? They're following you. They're following you quietly in the bushes. What the heck? And I heard Gary Vee recently talking about, he called this out on a little short video and he's like, the TikTokification. Now you can just post something viral and get people to follow you. So what? Who are these people? You don't even know who they are. Do you have their name? Do you have their address? Do you have their phone number? Have you heard their voice? Do you know? I mean, when you call somebody, do you strengthen your relationship or do you call them to sell them something? Do you know if they have kids? Do you know if they like dogs? Do you know if maybe they're not even alive anymore or a spouse isn't alive anymore and you send in something with their spouse's name on it? I'm still getting stuff with Sonia's name on it. It's like, I'm not even going to pay attention to it. So Like Jen said earlier, that one on one, I personally keep track of the few people I meet every single day and bring those people into my world. And then I stay in touch with them forever. So I live in a non-conformity of it's the relationship revolution, and I've been working on it for just a short 20 years, and nobody gets it, man. Nobody gets making a master list and just calling through the list until you connect with five people. Call through the list tomorrow and connect with another five. Call through the list the next day and connect with another five. And if you just did five people a day, 5 days a week, that's 1,200 relationships that you can connect and start in a year. 2,400 in 2 years, 6,000 people in 5 years. Will you ever need a list, and will you ever need to create a viral video, and will you ever need an email list for the rest of your life? So that's what I'll leave you guys with today.
Dropping gold nuggets, masterclass. And has anybody noticed that, like, okay, he's so passionate, that he's a unicorn in relationship right now based on the other stuff that's going on culturally, and there's so much fire, enthusiasm in Brad's share. And so it's like sometimes it's like, my gosh, there's that adage, what's that thing where they say, I can't tell you right now even what it is, but it's like he can't not do that. He can't not be that. There is no other conformity. It's just that relationship. Can you guys get that? So I'm going to pass the mic now, and I'm swiftly